Good morning everyone and welcome to Art for this week. Today we're going to be using some watercolours to paint with, and we're going to be using food dye. So our learning intention for today is we are learning to paint using watercolours made from food dyes. The success criteria that we'll have for today is I can mix food dye into a watercolour. I can apply with other implements rather than a brush, and I can mix colours and experiment with making colours. This is a little bit unusual, but I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun.
The equipment you will need today is a piece of paper, some objects that you could trace around, your food colours, they're very important, and we also need some different kinds of implements that you can paint with. You can see I've got sticks, I've got a feather, some earbuds, and I've also got a bit of lavender from out of my garden, another larger stick there, something to mix the watercolour paint in, and some water. And you'll need a pencil as well. When mixing your food colours you only need a few drops in each. I think I put about 5, and then a small amount of water as well. I checked my colours here just to make sure that they were strong enough, and then I decided I'd have a little bit of an experiment with some of the equipment that I was using as well. So some worked better than others. The first thing I did was to trace around some of the different round shapes that I had. I also made sure I overlapped a few as I went along as well, just to create a bit more of an interesting design. And now it's painting time. I decided I was going to use the earbuds. They're easier to paint with and give a great effect. I decided I'd add a few dots to the background and just make it look a little bit more interesting. Now this is option 2. What you can do with this is actually do the same thing, but instead of painting with the watercolours, you actually use texture. So I've gone around all the edges with nice thick texture colour, and then you just rub around with plenty of water. The trick is to use plenty of water, and you bring that colour into the centre. Now just one more important point is don't rub too hard on your paper because you will rub a hole into it. So be very gentle as you rub over. And there we have the two finished pieces. So we've got the watercolour one that you can see just here, and I love how some of these colours have actually bled into each other, and we've also got the texture one where the colours are also quite different. Now you can also see just here on this part in the green where I rubbed a little bit too hard. And the best bit is I've got plenty of watercolour left over to actually make some more art. Woohoo! I hope you have a great time making your watercolour or texture colour art, and I look forward to seeing the results.